Welcome back, you fabulous figureheads of Farron, to another exciting day of Let's Playing Baldur's Gate! Let's Play Luther Edition. Please insert CD Edition. Chezni is your host edition. Takes 10 years to finish the darn game edition. I'm kidding. Alright, welcome back, my friends. Let's see what troubles we can get into today, or what things we can help people with today. After all, we are the heroes of the land. This is the Luther that helps people. Alright. In all seriousness, we last left off arriving at Bergost after having watched the unjust murder of our foster father Gorion, traveled up to the Friendly Arm Inn, picked up Khalid and Jahira. We find ourselves in the city. Let's go ahead and just find the nearest inn, which is Feldpost, best inn in probably the game. Or at least a very convenient one, very centrally located. Now, get out! I don't like your type in here.
You tell him, Marl.
Well, no need to read that one, is there? Well, it seems like this Marl fellow has a thing or two to say to us. Let's have a quick chat with him.
Request, but sure.
Are you talking to me?
Hey, I told you to get lost. Ain't no room here for ye trouble-making strangers. No need to get bent out of shape. There's plenty of bar for us all. Hey, I take whatever shape I want. I'm sick of you freakish adventurers going out consorting with gods knows what and dragging your trouble back into my town. What do you say to that? I just do what I think is right. We solve a lot more trouble than we cause. Well, very nearly anyways. Oh, you think it's funny, do you? You mess up the local economy with your treasure, you upset the balance of nature, you flash your magic around, and because of it, maybe somebody's son thinks it's fun and goes and gets himself killed. It's a bad example, and somebody ought to kick your ass for it. Hold on. Everyone goes their own path, and I'll not be held accountable for what the fates deal. He was a good boy till your kind came through town. Filled his head with nonsense, they did, and because of it, he's dead. Now why shouldn't I take that out of your hide? If you knew him like you think, then ask yourself if he wouldn't have gone anyway. It's a calling you're born with. Nobody gives it to you. Take true. He was going to take over the farm and settle down. Maybe apprentice with Thunderhammer during the winter. He never wanted to adventure. That's what you wanted, Marl. Fun's fun, but you're blaming these folk for what couldn't be helped. That boy was a firebrand if there ever was. No, he was settling down. He wanted that new plow you bought last year. He got the gold by helping clear kobolds near Ugla's beard. He wanted to make a difference, make the realms a bit safer, just like these folks, most likely. By Shantae, why couldn't he just stay home? The realms call and you go. He sounds like a fine lad taken too soon, but doing what he was meant. If you'll suffer my company, I'll buy a round and toast his memory with you. 'Twould be fitting, I suppose. To Kenar Nethalin, rest ye well. I would be alone a while. Well, 'tis the calmest I done seen him in a week. Still, best you move along. Marl ain't known for his steady moods. Alright, well, with our quick thinking and generally nice nature, we managed to talk ourselves out of a bar fight. A pity in some respects, but whatever. Well, let's see what the owner of Feldpost Inn has to sell to us. Seems like a lot of knickknacks and trinkets. This seems like an interesting book, so we'll just go ahead and buy it.
What the
and
heck?
move right along.
An unexpected request, but sure.
And for no reason whatsoever, let's pop into this house. We feel a calling drawing us here.
Fine, decent folk nowadays.
Ah, you're old Gorion's ward, the lonely kid of Candlekeep. Of course, I heard about the loss of Gorion, and I must give you my deepest condolences. I hope since you've left Candlekeep, you kept up on your reading. Oh, the world of books. I have heard that a new copy of that wondrous tome, The History of the Fateful Coin, can be had for a pretty penny in one of the stores around here. If you would be so kind as to buy it for an old man like myself, I'd gladly reimburse you. I'd even give you a little bonus to help you in your travels. It must be so hard with Gorion gone. Well, Firebead Elvenhair, we just happen to have that book.
To find decent folk nowadays.
Ah, you are generous to an old man, so I will be generous in turn. Let me give you another book in exchange. It is a touch darker than what you have given me, but I get a sense that you may enjoy it nonetheless. All right.
If you save the day.
And Imowen's happy about that. We gained a scroll case, which is nice, along with the book of the History of the Dead 3. Well, Firebeard thought we needed this, so let's give it a quick read. The History of the Dead 3, Knucklebones, Bowling, and the Empty Throne. In the age past, there was but one god of strife, death, and the dead, and he was known as Jurgal, lord of the end of everything. Jurgal fomented and fed on the discord among mortals and powers alike. When beings slew each other in their quest for power or in their hatred, he welcomed them into his shadowy kingdom of eternal gloom. As all things died, everything came to him eventually, and over time he built his power into a kingdom, unchallenged by any god. Eventually, however, he grew tired of his duties, for he knew them too well. Without challenge, there is nothing, and in nothingness there is only gloom. In such a state, the difference between absolute power and absolute powerlessness is undetectable. During this dark era, there arose three powerful mortals, Bane, Ball, and Merkel, who lusted after the power Jurgal wielded. The trio forged an unholy pact, agreeing that they would dare to seek such ultimate power or die in the attempt. Over the length and breadth of the realms they strode, seeking powerful magic and spells and defying death at every turn. No matter what monster they confronted or what spells they braved, the three mortals emerged unscathed at every turn. Eventually, the trio destroyed one of the 7 lost gods, and they each seized a portion of his divine essence for themselves. The trio then journeyed into the Grey Waste and sought out the Castle of Bone. Through armies of skeletons, legions of zombies, hordes of non-corporeal undead, and a gauntlet of liches they battled. Eventually, they reached the object of their lifelong quest, the Bone Throne. "I claim this throne of evil," shouted Bane the tyrant. "I'll destroy you before you can raise a finger," threatened Ball the assassin. "And I shall imprison your essence for all eternity," promised Miracle the necromancer. Jurgal arose from his throne with a weary expression and said, "The throne is yours. I have grown weary of this empty power. Take it if you wish. I promise to serve and guide you as your seneschal until you grow comfortable with the position." Before the stunned trio could react, the Lord of the Dead continued, "Who among you shall rule?" The trio immediately fell to fighting amongst themselves while Jurgal looked down with indifference. When eventually it appeared that either they would all die of exhaustion or battle on for an eternity, the Lord of the End of Everything intervened. "After all you have sacrificed, would you come away with nothing? Why don't you divide the portfolios of the office and engage in a game of skill for them?" asked Jurgal. Bane, Ball, and Merkel considered the god's offering and agreed. Jurgal took the heads of his 3 most powerful liches and gave them to the trio that they would compete by bowling the skulls. Each mortal rolled a skull across the Grey Waste, having agreed that the winner would be he who bowled the furthest. Malar, the Beast Lord, arrived to visit Jurgal at this moment. After quickly ascertaining that the winner of the contest would get all of Jurgal's power, he chased off after the 3 skulls to make sure that the contest would be halted until he had a chance to participate for part of the prize. Bane, Ball, and Merkel again fell into fighting as it was obvious their sport was ruined, and again Jurgal intervened. "Why don't you allow Lady Luck to decide so you don't have to share with the beast?" The trio agreed, and Jurgal broke off his skeletal finger bones and gave them to the players. When Malar returned from chasing the skulls, he found that the trio had just finished a game of knucklebones. Bane cried triumphantly, "As the winner, I choose to rule for all eternity as the ultimate tyrant. I can induce hatred and strife at my whim, and all will bow before me in my kingdom." Merkel, who had won 2nd place, declared, "But I chose the dead, and by doing so I truly win, because all you are lord over, Bane, will eventually be mine. All things must die, even gods." Ball, who finished 3rd, demurred, "I choose death, and it is by my hand that all you rule, Lord Bane, will eventually pass to the Lord of Miracle. Both of you must pay honor to me and obey my wishes, since I can destroy your kingdom, Bane, by murdering your subjects, and I can starve your kingdom, Miracle, by staying my hand." Malar growled in frustration, but could do nothing, and yet again only the beasts were left for him, and Jurgal merely smiled, for he had been delivered. An interesting story, but surely what does that have to do with us, a completely normal human, with no attachment to the gods whatsoever? Of course, that is a brief sort of lore or mythic legend regarding the origin of Baal, who, of course, spoiler alert, we are the child of Baal. I should say, a child of Baal. But okay, enough of dark, foreboding foreshadowing of our illustrious past. Let's go take a look at this house, which, as would have it, is totally west of the Jovial Juggler. That place that Hobbit said he had a minor spider infestation that's probably of nothing to note. We'll just squish a few spiders and be on our way, right? Or not. The house could be filled with giant man-eating spiders, in which case we're going to have Luther very quickly come in here, get their attention, and very quickly leave. And hopefully he'll be able to get out before they surround him. Otherwise, he'd be stuck right there. He was successful in getting out. We'll have him block the path right here just a moment. The best way to do that is to select 2 characters, and then select the stop command, which will stop him dead in his tracks. He'll hold position here. Now that the spell has been cast by Jaheira, we'll have him run out of its range so as not to get hit by the spell himself. And there you have it. We have 4 spiders captured in a web spell, while we, at our leisure, hopefully, can stand at a distance and snipe them off before they break free and fill us with their deadly poison. That halfling failed to mention that his spider infestation was a giant, horrible, massive spider infestation. There are spiders in the streets of Baragos, my friends. Oh, they're running rampant. What will the townspeople think?
That might work.
Alright, well, we're down to the 1 at least, so this should be cleaned up fairly quickly after that. In all seriousness, the spiders aren't too much of a threat. They die fairly easily. What really makes them dangerous is just the simple fact that should they land a good hit on you and manage to poison you, dealing with poison at this stage of the game is frustrating. Your max HP is so low that it is likely that you're not going to be able to just brute force withstand the full onslaught of the poison. So either a potion of healing or a cure light wound spell will need to be used, especially because I don't think we have any antidotes. Regardless, we'll go ahead and pick up this body, which strangely has a weight of 0. I'm going to try not to think about the fact that we're carrying an entire large spider corpse on our back as we move into, get stuck in Jaheira's spell, apparently. That Hobbit wanted us to pick something else up from his house, or her house, can't quite remember the gender. I believe it was the worn-out boots and the bottle of wine. We'll go ahead and leave the treasures in the house, because they do not belong to us, and we will not take them. Luther is at least a fellow somewhat acquainted to spiders, having fought numerous of them dropping from trees in the Huline jungle, as well as the ball spawn, right, that take the form of giant green spiders at the beginning of the game. Or I should say, at early parts of the game. So we know we eventually want to go down to Nashkel, which is to the south. We're not quite finished with Baragos, but perhaps we'll do a bit of scouting, just to make sure that the trip to Baragos is a safe one. That there aren't any bandits or other horrible creatures or more 8-legged monstrosities to behold. As it would have it, apparently there are 2 Ogrillians. Well, we only see the one at first. We'll rain down a flurry of ranged attacks on the first one, and then the second one now has noticed our presence. As he chases Luther around, we'll just waste his time by microing around a bit. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with RTSs, you might hear me use the phrase micro. That is simply a word derived, I believe, originally from StarCraft, although I'm sure it was used in Warcraft as well back in the day. Micro is the idea that you're making micro movements with your characters. You're individually micro-controlling them, as opposed to macro, which macro doesn't really exist in Baldur's Gate. Macro is when you're controlling things on a larger scale. So if I'm saying I'm microing our characters, it means I'm moving them very specifically in an attempt to manipulate the enemy's AI or to obtain a better position.
Unexpected request.
Don't know if you needed that explanation, but I gave it anyway. Anyway, the Ogrillians held a jewel, a Waterstar gem, but it also had some kind of a scroll here. My dearest Dearest Miriam, the road has been difficult, but I arrived safely here in I think it would be wisest if I returned by sea, however, perhaps some time after the first snows have fallen. I trust this letter reaches you. The halfling I hired to carry it struck me as an honest enough chap. Always and forever, Ro. Well, that's unfortunate, but if you take a look at this corpse here as we zoom into the blurriness, you will see that it does appear to be the corpse of a halfling.
Request,
so
sure.
it is sad enough that the halfling was accosted by these two Aurelians. However, it would appear that whoever this Ro person is, Miriam should be at least happy to know that there is a good chance he's alive, perhaps coming to visit her during after the snows fall or something like that by boat. Well, now that we know that the outskirts of Bergos is safe to travel, we can come back into Bergos and finish up our business. As we grow a bit more acclimated with the town, we'll just wander about. Totally lost. In a completely random direction, I'm sure. Perhaps this woman will give us directions to the nearest inn. Chezni, how did you know there was a woman in here? I didn't. Clearly, you fool. I was talking about the house. Every house is a woman, right? Nope, even that's a stretch. My husband had to make a sudden business trip to and I'm so worried for him. Miriam, he always said. Miriam, who knows the road better than old Ro? But the highways just aren't as safe as they once were, and there hasn't been a messenger from here in months. Could you keep your eyes open along the southern roads and let me know if you find anything? Well, Miriam, as luck would happen, we did find something. My dearest Miriam, the road has been difficult, but I arrived safely here in I think it would be wisest if I returned by sea, however, sometime after the first snows have fallen, blah blah blah. Always and forever, Ro. Without really any explanation, she just reads the note. Oh, we did get another text of dialogue here. Oh, thank you for such good tidings. Please, let me give you this ring to keep you safe in your travels. So we give her the letter, she gives us a ring, unidentified, and I doubt we have the ability to know what it is, so we'll just place that there for now.
What the
Of course,
heck?
I actually know what it is, but
That might work.
and you do too, I'm sure, but we'll see if we can find some once you ID it for us. Well, being that it's nighttime and we're all rather tired after a quick jaunt through the town, perhaps we can find an inn to rest at. We hear music coming out of this building. Perhaps this is an inn of sorts. You're at the end of the rope, I'll wager. Not that it's anything personal, you understand, but I'm afraid your time here on this ball of mud is just about done. Why are you doing this? I've done nothing to you. You've done nothing to anyone as far as I know. Don't matter one whit to me. A price is a price, and a head is a head. And whenever the two meet, there's old Carlot making his living. Like I said, it's nothing personal. Well, we will bravely face this foe and scream, running into the street, away from the crazy dwarf that wants to kill us. Alright, so Carlot is actually kind of a strong contender early on. He's nothing fancy, he's just a very strong fighter for you to try to fight this early in the game. And if he gets one good hit on you, chances are he can probably one-hit KO any of your party members at this point. Yes, even Luther with his 14 HP is not safe from Carlot. The problem is, though, is that he uses this shield, which means that our missile weapons are getting a pretty hefty negative penalty whenever they're being shot at this fellow. Perhaps we can utilize some sort of spell, although Jaheira only has Cure Light Wounds. We would be able to use the Wand of Magic Missiles, except, unfortunately, Carlot is chasing after Imoen specifically. Khalid has no special abilities, to my knowledge. No, it does not appear he does. So, we'll have to just be patient while we run Imoen around here, just hope that some of our friends actually land a hit. Hey, every time they attack, there's a 5% chance of a critical, right? They've got to get one eventually, every 20 attacks or so. Man, even Luther rolling a 10 there is missing. Alright, what did we hit on? That was a hit from a 19. Alright, well, congratulations. We know at least a 19 will work. Alright, there was another hit there. What was that roll? Another 19? You've got to be kidding me. We're not getting any new info out of this. Well, the dwarf, perhaps drunk either through rage or actual intoxication, still insists on chasing after Imoen, so for the time being we seem to be safe. Let's see if we can have Imoen fire off a shot. Nope, bad idea. Wasn't the right place in the round. Let's try it again. Nope. Alright, another hit on a 16, alright. So 16, that's what, like a... So we've got a 25% chance to hit, another 16 from Luther. An 11 will miss.
How did this happen?
A critical miss. Come on, guys. Even... Oh, that is so sad. Khalid rolls a 17 and it's a miss. So that was pretty much entirely Luther hitting there. And a 15 will hit, so I guess we had a 30% chance to hit. Still not great.
That might work.
Whew! At any rate, the dwarf is finally no longer a threat. Let's figure out what the heck was going on here. Bounty notice. Be it known to all those of evil intent, this is sounding familiar, that a bounty has been placed upon the head of Luther of Gladstone, the foster child of Gorion, last seen near Candlekeep. This person is to be killed in quick order. This offer has been extended to all appropriate guilds. Those returning with proof of the deed shall receive no less than 350 gold pieces. So we're rising up in the world. Our bounty is increasing. How exciting. At any rate, hopefully we can go back into the bar and no one will kill us this time.
What the heck?
Seems like a seedy enough place. Perhaps they have a small room or some sort.
You want some whiskey?
Is there anything that I can do with you? Do you? It would help if I would read. Is there anything I can help you with? Could you show me what room you have to offer? Peasant and merchant only. Well, we'll go ahead and settle with the merchant. Nothing to buy, so we'll just head out.
That might work.
Alright, well... Baragos was a mere stepping stone on our journey to Nashkel, which Jaheira and Khalid seem particularly interested in helping. So, let's just go on down south to Nashkel. Hey, guys, where are you going? Oh, the fog of war broke the path, so they thought they had to go around it. Alright, go through... There you go. We could stop by Thunderhammer Smithy, but we only have 120 gold to our name. It's not amazing. We could also go north and take this spider body up to the halfling. In fact, why don't we do that? It's only a 12-hour trip, so we'll be a day delayed.
An unexpected request, but sure.
We'll just take a quick trip back into the inn proper. Unfortunately, there's not a lot to do in the Friendly Arm Inn. It's a big place, or at least the fort itself is rather large, but as far as events, there really isn't much. You can travel around in the inn, and there's a temple right here, I believe, run by Bentley Mirrorshade's wife. Bentley Mirrorshade being the guy who runs the Friendly Arm Inn.
What the heck?
At any rate, our resident halfling, I believe, was on the 3rd floor, so 2nd floor, and then up to the 3rd now. And here we are. Landrin. Still can't tell if that's male or female.
Hammer will fix most any bandit.
Probably female. Ah, I'm so glad I can move home again. Bentley is a kind man, but it is always best not to push your favors too far. Here's 120 gold pieces for your trouble. I'll just take those old boots from ye. If you have any of my other possessions, come talk to me again.
You cannot get better than the stability stone walls provide.
Ah, I see you have the largest of those pesky spiders in my house. With this one dead, I'm sure the others will have run away. You are too kind to an old gnome like myself. Oh, pardon me, she's a gnome. Thank you so much. If you have any of my other possessions, please come talk to me again. Well, we don't have her gem. We left that there, so... Oh, wait, we have her wine.
An unexpected request, but sure.
You've done everything that I asked. Thank you kindly for helping me, my dear. You've earned every copper. Copper? You're giving us gold.
What the heck?
Oh, well. Still surprising she gives us 75 gold pieces for a simple bottle of wine. Perhaps it's sentimental.
That might work.
At any rate, we have gold now. 415 gold. Not too bad.
That might
Now
work.
we'll go ahead and head down to Nashkel. Seems like a good time to do it.
Good on you if you saved the day.
Imoen seems happy with our current reputation, which is at the moment sitting at 13. We are popular. Popular. I wanna be popular. Yeah, alright, so maybe I don't sing like a Broadway music star. Still though, Wicked is a great musical. Only wish that I could have seen it again. Now we could come over here and grab the wizard ring, right? There's a pretty infamous ring over here. Funnily enough, none of us are wizards, but here it is, of course. It will appear unidentified to us for the time being, but perhaps we'll pick up a spellcaster later that will make use of it. 16 hours it took to get to this portion of South Beargost, or south of Beargost. Let's go and talk to this small child, Shelly.
Mother said not to talk with strangers.
Leave me be. I'm picking fruit for Mommy. Every little bit helps, she says, so I'm gonna help. Do your parents know where you are? Mama thinks I'm playing at Betsy Finkel's house, but her grandma smells funny, so I never go over there. I just told Mama I was there so she wouldn't worry. I'll pick some fruit or berries or whatever, and Mama can make pies to sell or something. I'm safe because I'm small and quick. Yeah, well, I'm sure you are, kid. Speaking of the Ogrillians that apparently roam this forest. Oh, well. I see the wolves have not yet dragged off the body of the halfling. Should be a fairly uneventful trip south, to my knowledge.
I serve the flaming fist.
Oh boy. You there! You're under arrest for banditry and highway robbery. We know you're part of that bandit group who's been terrorizing the coastway. Give yourselves up or there will be trouble. You've got the wrong guys. We're not part of any bandit gang. Really now? Why should we believe you? If we were bandits, why were we walking out in the open? Come on, just let us go. We're not the people you're looking for. Alright, maybe I was wrong about the bunch of you. You're free to go. It is true, we have not engaged in any kind of banditry. And perhaps our reputation and Imowen's high charisma, since she was the one talking, allowed us to get through that without any trouble.
Request, but sure.
South further.
That might work.
Along the main beaten path. So far, things have been going quite swimmingly, actually. No one's died.
That might work.
I've done had enough of this.
Can I help you?
And as far as our opponents have been concerned, we've been able to dispatch them all. Looks like we've run into another group of hobgoblins here, but with two fighters in the front line, we should be able to make quick work of them. We could even have Jaheira joined in this fight. Probably a good idea to have her heal Khalid. 9 HP is probably enough for this fight without too much trouble, but there's no need to take unnecessary... Whoa! Chances! Okay, well, one of them started targeting Jaheira during that cast, and Jaheira now has 3 HP. So perhaps that was a little bit ambitious.
Here goes nothing.
Yep, I care not. This way.
It was probably those doggone archers. We are playing the game on, what was it, hard mode, where apparently the AI is supposed to be slightly better, so perhaps the AI specifically targeted Jaheira because she was casting... What?! Unfortunate.
What the heck?
Well, Khalid's down. Alright, how did that happen? Let's take a look here. Khalid, 10 slashing damage from a hobgoblin, 3 damage bonus. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, that's terribly unfortunate.
What the heck?
But we'll go ahead and push on and see if we can make the best of this bad situation. We'll have Jaheira rejoin the fight with her sling.
Yep.
We'll ignore the hobgoblin that has morale failure because he poses no threat at the time being. I don't know why Luther's just standing there. He needs to fight that hobgoblin. Whoa! and gives it. Now, this goblin has decided that he is no longer afraid and can fight the two back row fighters. Did Imoen's dagger break? No, she's never had one. Perhaps we can throw her a longsword. Nope, she's too far away. Khalid is unfortunately suffering from a case of being dead. Ah, here we go. She'll pick up a longsword from the... But cannot use... What? Requires 11 strength? What's your strength? Imoen! Alright, so she can't use this. I suppose she'll have to run around and hope for the best then. Meanwhile, Luther continues to finish off the last of the hobgoblin archers. Quick arrow from Imoen takes out the last goblin, and you should see the end of this rather quickly. Excellent.
What the heck?
Excellent, minus the fact that Khalid died.
What the heck?
Luther will go ahead and pick up his gear, having more than enough ability to carry it all. We'll give some of the lighter stuff to Imoen. Alright. Well, tragic as it was, we now have a pretty good reason to make our way into Nashkel. We need to resurrect our friend. Very quickly, we'll grab what loot exists among the bodies.
What the heck?
Again, I just can't get enough of this quick loot option. It is amazing. Alright, well, Jaheira can use her remaining Cure Light Wound spell on herself. Luther will doubly make sure to walk in front of the party.
What the heck?
Now, what's this? Seems like there is a family of people probably killed by the hobgoblins. Unfortunate. We'll pass this strange necklace off to Imoen. Kettle's family amulet, so apparently a family heirloom of some sort.
That might work.
We'll need to go and find who that belongs to, I'm sure.
I've done had enough of this.
That might work. That might work.
Khalid, you're not supposed to die until the sequel. Too soon? Too soon, and it hasn't even happened yet.
What the heck? That might work.
So I suppose we will need to be aware of the fact that because we're playing it on hard mode, the enemies do tend to hit a little harder. Let's see the exact stats here. It is, there we go. Yeah, all opponents do double damage? Wait a minute. That can't be right. No, hard. Okay. All opponents do 50% more damage.
An unexpected
Yeah, suddenly a
but sure.
1d8 is a 1d12, which does mean the difference between one hit...
Touch me.
Well, not a one-hit KO. Khalid was already injured, but... Lord Foreshadow. Well, don't you just add to the local colour. Quite the smashing bit of dress you wear there. I'll have to look into such sundries when I next attend one of Lord Ribald's full-dress costume affairs. I'd be the talk of Neverwinter, I would. Am I to understand that you are from that faraway city? Oh, I actually don't hail from Waterdeep. The great city of splendors has much more in the manner of social luxuries suited towards my particular tastes. I do, however, make it a point of keeping in touch with Neverwinter, though I have only visited once previously. It was quite popular in those nights, if I recall correctly. I'm going to make a second trip in the coming year, and I'll wager it will be as popular again. Well, alright then. Enjoy your trip to Waterdeep.
But sure.
You fruit cup. Not really sure why the videos lag in Enhanced Edition. I don't know if the video player just has trouble playing them or what.
With your hurried flight from Candlekeep barely behind you, the troubles facing the Sword Coast seem an unfamiliar blur to your fractured nerves. Gorion would not have you sit idle, however, and perhaps investigating local concerns will shed some light on your own predicament. How the iron shortage or the trouble in the Nashkel mines could possibly be linked to you, you have no idea.
No idea at all.
That might work.
Alright, well, we'll bop on over into the Nashkel proper here. Identify yourselves. We are the party of Luther of Gladstone, seeking a place to rest between our adventures. There be an inn here, but consider yourself warned. Tensions run high right now. Cause any trouble and you'll have worn out your welcome. Alright, Mr. Fancy Pants.
That might
First
work.
things first, we gotta find it in. Is there a priest in the house? I need an old priest and a young priest.
What the heck?
For the glory of all!
Oh no, what's this guy want? Hello there! I recognize Jahira in your group, so you must be the adventurers I was expecting. I am Baron Gaskill, Mayor of Nashkel, and I am happy to welcome you. I'm sorry we had to meet under these circumstances. What exactly is the trouble here? I can't believe you haven't guessed. Have you heard of the iron shortage? Well, Nashkel is in the thick of it. Our mines are all but shut down because the workers continually go missing, and what ore we do get is tainted somehow. I would send in the town guards, but we need them to protect our citizens from the bandits that raid our caravans. We need you to find out what is wrong in the mines southeast of town. I will do what I can. Thank you. You'll be the toast of the town if you can help. Yeah, well, actually, Baron, can you point us to a priest? We have a dead friend. I think these things expire in like 24 hours. The shelf life of a body does not last long. And this guy is getting ripe.
That might work.
Ah, intrepid adventurers at our door.
Ah, intrepid adventurers at our door. Helm guards over all the realms, and his servants are at your disposal. The vigilant one stands ready to mend thy ailments, and so divert the unyielding gaze of the great guide. For a suitable donation, of course. Just to demonstrate our mutual goodwill, you understand. Helm watch over you, and our poor lost brother Brage. A finer captain of the guard could nary be found this side of Such a strange change for one so devout as he. One does not usually change so drastically without nefarious help. If there be an evil influence on him, perhaps the harsh justice of the military should be stayed. He'll find no quarter at the garrison, but if he came to the temple, well, his restitution need not be his life. Is there anything I can help you with? Yeah, you can stop giving us your life story. I mean, wait, we're good, Luther. May his soul find its way back to the light. Yes, what kind of services do you provide? Alright, well, let's resurrect our dead friend. Only 100 gold, that's not the end of the world.
What the heck?
Okay, now comes the arduous task of giving Khalid all his stuff back. Whoop! I don't know what that belt does, actually. We should probably wait. I don't think it's the belt that swaps your gender, but you know, you never know. You never know. These crazy EE people might have swapped up the items. I don't think they did. Alright, and we'll go ahead and take care of our levels now that we're here. Jahira seems to have gained both a fighter and druid level, so that'll be nice. Go ahead and level her up. What are we looking at here? Double points in club drives me nuts that she does not start out with one. We need to find a club. Perhaps we can buy one from the store in here. Club, quarterstaff, sling. Well, why am I even looking at this? We don't even get any points to put in those weapons, so it is pointless, although I'm sure she gained a priest spell. Sorry, druid spell. Yes, a single druid spell slot. Shillelagh is okay. It's not bad. It's just not amazing. It's probably most useful just as a basic +1 weapon creator. I'm doing a bad way of explaining that. If you need to have a +1 weapon and your druid doesn't have one, you can use Shillelagh, I suppose. Bless is more than likely the best option. It's going to give you just a, or rather, it's going to give the party a +1 on just about everything they do. Mostly attack rolls, I believe. It's probably only attack rolls in Baldur's Gate. Let's see here. Whoop! No! Don't forget the spell. Caster raises the morale of all friendly creatures by +1. That's not terribly useful, but it's something. Furthermore, it raises their attack and damage rolls. Yeah. Attack and damage rolls have +1, so it's the equivalent of +1 takeout, +1 damage. Alright, well, we have a nearly dead friend here who has come back from the grave. We need to give him some arrows. There we go.
What the heck?
It's late, but perhaps we'll come in here.
An unexpected
See if we
request,
can talk
but
to the
sure.
shopkeeper. And
to
buy
my
Jaheira
humble
a cudgel of some kind. Here we are, a club. That'll fit nicely with her ability to be a fighter. Now we just need a shield.
Business has been poor, what with the iron shortage and all.
Right, with the iron shortage and all. I'm so used to not reading what this guy says, I totally skipped everything he says. He says... Interested in a little side business, friend? I have a man who swears by his grandmother. He glimpsed a white wolf up in the Cloud Peak ice fields. It was but a short ways south, and she'd be easy picking for a smart sword. I'd pay you good money for its pelt, so it's guaranteed sale if you go. Keep it in mind on your travels. Can I interest you with anything here in my humble shop? Alright, so this guy will buy a white pelted, or rather the pelt of a white creature of some kind to the south. That is, of course, the winter wolves. A fair prey at this point of the game. And the money that he will spend for the pelts is not small. We'll go ahead and buy Jaheira a large shield. We'll buy Khalid a large shield. Heaven knows why he didn't have one. There's really no reason to ever use a medium shield over a large shield if you can help it. As you see here, the armor class is equivalent, except with a... Oh no! I think I said in the stat episode that large shields give you a +4 to AC. Or, sorry, +4 to missile attacks. This one only gives you a +1. I was wrong. Sorry about that. Well, probably the same logic applies, although not quite as strong. Given the argument I made against sword and shield. Anyway, perhaps we can offload some of the gems that we have here that are cluttering up our inventory. We won't sell Colkettle's family amulet. I'm sure that belongs to someone. But we'll go ahead and offload the rest.
That might work.
And let's head in a southern direction.
Request, but sure.
It may be nighttime, but evil and justice likewise never sleeps. Getting tired. Talk to Oobleck here.
You have returned, and so soon.
No, say not another word. I would not think of making you wait but a moment for your just reward. When council told me that they had procured Grey Wolf to rid the woods of the bandit Tonkin, I knew we could expect swift justice. I would not have predicted success this quickly, but who else could it be striding into town looking as you do? Please accept this meager sum of 200 gold pieces, as well as the heartfelt thanks of all Nashkel. You must have made some mistake. I am not this Grey Wolf. Keep your money. It is not mine to take. You are not Grey Wolf, the bounty hunter? Oh, sweet helm, I almost gave 200 gold pieces to a complete stranger. The captain best not hear of this. He'd have my hide. Thanks be to you, our honesty, stranger. There are those who would not have done as such. Alright,
An
well,
unexpected request, but sure.
being a nice person raises our reputation by another point.
Stand and deliver, that my hamster might have a better look at you.
Oh no. This guy. Alright, so Minx is a fairly well-known character in the Lands of Lore universe. I couldn't tell you who is the most well-known. Probably Imoen, just because everyone ends up using her because she forces her way into your party. But Minx arguably is the most popular, or the most beloved, or... I have a confession. And a lot of you aren't going to like me for it, and I apologize in advance. Please don't hate me. I hate Minx. I know he's hilarious. I know everyone loves his hamster. They love the fact that he's crazy but lovable. He's a big, like, you want to just hug him like a giant teddy bear. He's voiced by Jim Cummings. What's not to love about that? I'm sorry. I don't know why. I have never been able to stand this guy. Anyway, that being said, welcome to Minsk. Let us pass, strangers, for we have not much time to waste. What? Yes, I'll ask them. Boo and I go to rescue my charge, Dynahair. You may aid in our victory, if you wish. There's glory enough for all. Well, let's take a look at our options here. The classic dilemma of a damsel in distress. How could anyone decline? Take heart, fellow adventurers, for you have curried the favor of Boo, the only miniature giant space hamster in all the realm. My friend and companion, ever since my head wound, he will lead us to victory. Onward to the North Stronghold in the west. Tarry not, we must go soon. Alright, so we have a madman on our team. Minsk! The crazy ranger who functions far more as a barbarian than he has any right to. So, for those of you who didn't know, I'm sure most of you do, but in the original inception of Baldur's Gate, there was no Berserker subclass. So instead, the developers created this insane ranger who got hit on the head due to I don't even remember how it happened. I think he was attacked. Dynahair, the woman he wants us to rescue, was kidnapped, probably by the Gnolls, I'm guessing. Anyway, the head wound he received kind of, like, just totally wiped his memory and turned him into his current state. I think he was going on some kind of passage to prove that he is a man or something like that. That sounds really weird, but, like, he's going on his clan or his tribe's equivalent of, like, the journey of manhood or something. At any rate, his stats very much reflect his head wound. He is insanely strong at 18/93. That's even higher than what we have with Luther. Decent dexterity, nothing to write home about, a fair amount of constitution, and, well, the dump stats are dump stats. That being said, he is a ranger, which means at some point he does gain ranger spells. How terrifying is that? Perhaps he gets them partly from the relationship he has with his miniature giant space hamster, Boo. Boo scuttles away as you try to grab him, and Minsk stops any further attempt to steal the animal with a harsh glare. Yes, Minsk is down one quick inventory slot, which used to mean a lot more back in the day when you couldn't pause to access your inventory. However, now it's just a silly little flavor thing. Again, in the original Baldur's Gate, there was no Berserk class, so they had to give Minsk his Berserk abilities like this, over here in the special abilities section, completely unconnected to his ranger class. It was a very unique ability that only Minsk himself obtained.
That might work.
We'll put him just behind Khalid. He's not as well armored as Khalid.
An unexpected request, but sure.
And in fact, I'm kind of kicking myself now for not taking some of the armor that we found in certain parts of the game, but oh well. I'm sure we'll survive. It's not like the last time we did this Let's Play, Minsk kept dying or anything. No, that doesn't sound familiar at all. That was 10 years ago. No one remembers that. Alright, I'm getting a little lost here. We need to find a random building. This seems to be a random building, but I don't know if it's the random building that we want. Or something. Eventually. We do have a beggar. Ah, perhaps this is an inn. Might be able to sleep and help Khalid here. Beware the woods to the west, friend, for I hear tell of ogres and madmen. So, would you like a drink? Yes, we would. Unfortunately, you don't give us a room, so let's go find an inn elsewhere.
That might work.
Oh, we'll continue to aimlessly wander around. Who's this?
Go no further. I require the services of your group.
Yes, they will do nicely.
Is this what I have to work with? Pathetic, but it will have to do. I am Edwin, and I would ask you to work for me. It is but the simple chore of killing the witch Dynahair. Do you accept the task? Uh-oh, Dynahair. Hang on here. Alright, So we're going to do something a little interesting here. Of course, being that we are chaotic good, we don't have much of a reason to kill this random person named Dinah here. That doesn't seem good. I mean, perhaps she's a villain, he called her a witch, but we also know that Mink's here, and our party is looking to rescue Dinah here. We could let this guy go, but perhaps we'll let him tag along, or we'll tag along with him to keep an eye on him, because, well, the fact that he wants to murder the person we're trying to save is concerning, and what better place to keep your enemies than, well, close by. Why would you have us have this woman dead? Am I to kill her without knowing? Frankly, yes. It is no concern of yours. You need but perform the act with no questions. What is your answer? Again, we're going to play along with Edwin here to keep an eye on his villainous task. It sounds but a simple task. I'll do as ye ask. Of course you will. It is as expected. I will lead them to her, and she cannot hope to prevail. I will travel with you until the deed be done. Last I heard of her, she was traveling to the west of Nashkel, close to the Knoll stronghold located there. Now, you'll often see anytime Edwin talks, he has these parentheses. It's because Edwin constantly has asides with himself. He constantly goes off and, in the middle of a conversation, will turn away and begin talking to himself, as if somehow the people around him can't hear him. Of course, people can hear him, which makes the character hilarious. He's literally that arrogant that he thinks somehow his genius is so unsurpassed that people can't even hear him talking to himself. Oh, we forgot to level up Imoen here. Well, she'll be an easy level up. Pick open locks is typically the one you want to go for. There are a couple traps that we'll encounter relatively soon, but they're not really the end of the world, and there are other ways to get around them without the ability to detect them. Plus, being able to see them does very little if you don't have the ability to disarm them, which, interestingly, I believe, is tied directly to your open locks skill. Yeah. Open locks governs both locks and traps in this game. Well, I thought perhaps there was a house near the river, but turns out that very quick journey was rather pointless, so we'll keep going on. Again, you disturbed me.
You are so irritating.
He has an amazing voice.
What is it now?
So angry.
That might work.
Alright, well... Oh no, it's Nuber. We'll just keep walking. No! 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 Just ignore him. Hey, I'm Nuber. Nice place, huh? No, Nuber.
Hey,
No, Nuber. Oh, the door's locked. Maybe we can force our way in. You successfully forced the door open. Hey, kill any monsters yet? Oh boy, this is not the right place. Wrong building. Sorry, Mr. Peasant. We swear we're good guys. Perhaps we should take a snooze and let it become daytime. That way we can not break into people's houses. We are good after all. Yeah, ever been to Baldur's Gate? I've been to Baldur's Gate. Thanks, Nuber. Ugh, I think I stepped in something. Is he really not going? Okay, good. We can rest now. Wait, we're awakened by an Omnian soldier. We're at a farm! Rise and shine, citizens. No sleeping within town limits. Get a room at an inn if you must rest. It's either that, or camp out of the sight of the city. Everyone in town used to throw rocks at me and tell me I was annoying. Really, Nuber?
An unexpected
Really?
request, but sure.
Well, apparently we can't rest here. A little disappointing. Maybe this is the building we need. Oh, come on. Why is everything locked? We're not villains, we swear. We're just looking for whoever owns this amulet. We promise we're not here to steal anything. I think.
An unexpected request, but sure.
Is this the right? I think this is still the wrong building.
That might work.
Where on earth is this building we need? It's gonna be somewhere crazy. And so, the good journey continued, traveling along Farmlands of Baragos. The epic adventure. A tale untold. Okay, but like seriously, there's no building here. How many other places could a building be hiding? I mean, I guess it could be right there. Oh, I think I said this in the Evil Let's Play. I don't remember if I said this in this one already, so I apologize if I have. Yes, of course we could come here. Oh, it's not on the map. It's probably right there. There's an Ankheg armor that you could pick up, and that would drastically give us a power boost at this point of the game, and it just feels kind of cheap, and we're going to skip it to give the early parts of the game a little more excitement. Okay, I know there's the manor up here, but the manor isn't actually where we want to be. Yeah, we have no reason to go into this manor. Old man Chesney's losing his mind. There never was a building that you could give this necklace to. It was all part of the Twilight Zone. Yeah, where I guess here is the only other place, right? Unless this was the building and I just didn't realize it. Oh, wait, nope, here it is. How did I miss this? We literally walked right past it. Alright, here we are. Locked again. Third time's a charm. We promise we're not breaking down the door for any malicious reason. We are here to help you.
Hello there.
Hello? Could you please be very quiet? My mother's asleep, and I don't wish to wake her. What is it that you need? Do you have any information on the mines? All I know is the miners are that... All I know about the miners are that the men keep on disappearing in their hellish depths. My husband is one of the miners, but he hasn't been home for weeks. Maybe we can help you. We're thinking of exploring the mines. Describe your husband for us. Maybe we'll see him. He's got black hair, blue eyes. Oh, damn. You'll never find him with that description. His name is Joseph, and he wears his wedding ring on his left hand. It's a greenstone ring. Oh, crap. This is not the person I thought. The heck did we give Colquette's necklace to? Here I thought I was going to be smooth and go into this place and just drop it off, but no, I don't know who Colquette'll... Okay, well, apparently we're not dropping off any amulets today. That's unfortunate. Well, I think that's all we're doing in Baragos today. Meanwhile, Khalid continues to slowly bleed out.
An unexpected request, but sure.
We are already introduced, so to say, to the troubles happening in Nashkel, so instead let's head more towards the Knoll Stronghold, which seems to be the wanted destination of both Minsk and Edwin. We'll go ahead and chance a snooze here, as well as healing poor Khalid after his bout with death.
You've a task?
Do we have healing spells cast on rest? We should probably check that. Where even is that? Do you not have that option in maybe not. Alright, well, that's where we're going to save it today. We did do quite a bit as far as traveled around,
but sure.
Saw the sights at Baragost, and picked up 2 keen new party members, a crazy man and a crazy man. So, thank you again for taking the time out of your day to watch a nutso person play Baldur's Gate on our Please Insert CD Let's Play. If you're interested, you can hop down below to check the links to our main site, in addition to the link to the Luther voice pack if you haven't grabbed that already. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.